Hello and welcome, forensics guys and girls. It's time for Windows Forensics here on TryHackMe. I solved this room some time ago, and I basically just booted up machine and I went to make some food. I went back and I figured I'm gonna show you this room, and I'm gonna more or less focus on the last task here called the hands-on challenge. There are some other of these tasks that got some, answers you're gonna give, but it's basically looking at the images in the actual task, so I'm not really going to do that. I think that is easy enough for you to do without being, not without bragging anything, but I'm basically gonna focus on the hands-on challenge with the actual machine. Why can I click it? And so I want to say that in Windows Forensics there are many different artifacts you need to be. Oh, it's already started. Oh yeah, I prepared some stuff. Alright, so basically in Windows Forensics you're gonna look at a lot of timestamps. You're gonna look at many different things called hives and stuff called artifacts. I think the introduction here talks about what is a forensics artifact, and I really think that you should do task 1 to task 9 before you actually watch this video, because what I will tell you is not all the tasks. I'm gonna more or less just solve the hands-on challenge and say, like, I didn't make forensics. I didn't say that you have to look at some specific, exploring Windows registry. We all try to boot up registry time reg edit in the start bar. And what about all these tools and the path where things are stored? For example, you have to look at this path to find something around about last visited dialogues and stuff. But Microsoft made all that up, so I'm not gonna take credit for anything of that at all. I'm not even gonna try and explain it. It's just the way it is. It's a basic knowledge. It's like you look at a book and you say, oh, that's where it is, and then there's a new version sometimes, and oh, then that's where it is now, or that is how forensics is. So and not to undermine the job of a forensics examiner, it is hard enough. I'm just saying that it's one of the reasons I'm never gonna become a forensics analyst is because it's very static to me. I like it more fluent work, communications and implementation and stuff. I'm talking about everything else than the task at hand. So let's get on to it. So down here in task number 10, I'm gonna apologize. I'm a bit tired today. It's been a very long day, and I just sat down and thought I'm gonna sip some soft drink today and basically relax. I don't think I'm not sure what I'm gonna do afterwards, but let's look at this. So basically you can log into the machine. If you wish to do that, I just use the split window you can open up here and show split window. Then it's gonna open in half your browser. You have to wait for it to load, and it takes 2 minutes, and you have to press a button to open, I think it's called full screen or something, full view, and then it's going to open a new tab, and then you can basically just use it there. But there are 2 folders you're going to pay attention to. It's the easy tools and the triage folder. The triage folder basically contains all your artifacts and stuff, so it's C for C colon. This looks like the normal C drive. That is the way they extracted it, the artifacts. So basically we're going to look at the different things inside these folders. And we have the easy tools basically here, which is some of the tools we will use. And one of them I already opened. It is the Registry Explorer, which is all your bread and butter for most of the things you're going to do. So let's go ahead and look at the task here, the first one, and basically if you want to read the text, it just tells you some stuff and stories. So how many users created are present in the system, and I'm gonna tell you to look at the SAM Hive. So basically what I'm gonna do is go to my yeah, the Registry Explorer. I'm gonna open up a Hive. Basically, you know, a Hive is already have one here. I have a system and a software. Now, if you read all this, you will know that it's sometimes going to tell you it's dirty, and basically a dirty Hive is a Hive that doesn't have all the necessary data written to it yet, saved in .log files. But you will know that if you read the text. So basically, this is not a video where I walk through all the things. I kind of expect you to read from task 1 to 9 before you do the 10th task here, which we're in right now, the 10th task. So please go and read the first 9 tasks and solve the tasks before we go to this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and do load Hive. And I did prepare some stuff, but in triage, what is it, C:, where was it they saved that, like, was a system, let me just see, so there was SAM, with the SAM right there, so that is the database in Windows that contains stuff about users. So I'm gonna open that, and it's probably gonna tell me it's dirty. I don't know. No, it didn't. So this is the one. So I'm gonna choose SAM, domains, accounts, and users. And basically, we can see under users there are users from the 1000 and up. So we see 3 different users here. 1, 2, 3. The other ones here are like guest accounts and administrator accounts with these 3 users. We can see the names here, and we can also see that the one that never logged in was this user here, and so on. So number 3, and the user that didn't log in before was that one, and the password hint for that user is also present right here, which is the word count, which is the password, password hint. Maybe have to, like, fold the columns out, or not fold them out, but you're not gonna make them, wider, I guess you can call it. Count is the password hint. Then we're gonna look at when was the file changed log, the text accessed, and if you want to look at the hint, you're just gonna basically get this, time and stuff. Anyways, access stuff, you can always just scroll up and see, like, okay, so it's not this, it's not that, not files and folders. It could be recent docs, which it is, so it's nt-user.dat, and in nt-user.dat, I don't think I have that. No, I don't. So let's go ahead and open that Hive. So open, this is a laggy virtual machine on TryHackMe, so let's go find the nt-user.dat. So let's go back to the C on triage, going to users, and then we have different users to pick here. Now there are numerous different nt-user.dat files, but I'm going to pick the one here called tmh416. Pick that nt-user.dat there. Click yeah, it's dirty. Gonna replay the logs, select the 2 logs. Okay, yep. Save the file. I'm going to save it on desktop. Just say, do I have it open? Okay, so I did that before. Anyways, let's just open it then. So no. So let's say open nt-user.dat. Okay. Let me just. I'm just gonna. Did I already have that open? Nope. Let's just redo it then. I don't know what I've been doing. I thought I prepared something, and then I went to do stuff. Then, I forgot half about it. So, yes. And select the 2 log files. Say OK. And override it. Yes. Do I want to open it now? No. And no. I want to open it manually, like load Hive. And then pick the user file there, and it's gonna wait a bit. Now that we have it open right here, you can see this is a Hive. It says nt-user.dat clean. Then we can go and access, the area where we're gonna find it. And of course, remembering all this, sometimes like software, Microsoft, Windows, blah blah blah. Okay, so like software, Microsoft, Windows. current version, and then you're gonna go ahead, and this is very small even for me. Let's see, oh no, one more step. Explorer, there we go. So we're gonna pick Explorer, sorry for not seeing my head. And then, well, you have the recent doc right there. And the recent docs is the one that's gonna show the recent docs that was opened. So let's see, the one changelog, you have the file format right there. That is the date at hand, 2021 11 24 18 18 48, which is the same format I have there. So now we're going to ask for the next question, say what is the complete path from where the Python 3.8.2 installer was run. Now if you go and look at the hint, you're going to say that you're going to look at the evidence of execution artifact, which is the ones here in task 8. And you can see there is something called user assist, and shimcache, and mcache, and bam and damn, and everything, you know, all the good words in forensics. Alright, so you might have thought, okay, so it talks about full path here, and it does talk about last execution time for the bam and damn artifacts. It also talks about execution path and installation, which is actually the question at hand you are being asked. Something about installer, and you might think that is the correct place to look, but honestly it is not. It's actually user assist, because listen to this. Windows keep track of applications launched by a user using Windows Explorer for statistical purposes in the user assistant registry key. These keys contains information about the program's launch, the key of launch, the time of the launch, okay, and the number of times they were launched, executed. However, programs that were run using the command line cannot be found there. So something about launch time, something about how many times. So it's a very good place to look. So user assist is basically something you can find under interuser.dat, software, so on, so on, so on. So if we go back here one more time and just scroll the way up like there, and we look at just full stuff down, so interuser.dat, then it's like software, Microsoft, Windows, so software, Microsoft, and then scroll down to Windows. Okay, so we are at Windows now. And then you gotta say current version Explorer user assist, so current version. Windows Explorer, does it say what again? Explorer, yeah. So I already had it home, I don't know why I closed it. And then user assist, there we have it. And then in user assist we have GUIDs and count. So the GUID is the IDs for the users. So awesome programs, depending on it, in this case it's a user's GUID, so we can basically click it, and it all seems very good, but we need to open them and click on the count and see what's going on. So this is just another time-consuming process. You're gonna click on it, and there is no other way of doing fanciness. And at some point, you will find something you need. So right here we have something going on, and basically you can go and press the small search whatever and type Python. And when you do that, you're gonna find that there's something here called set /up backslash setup Python something, and that is actually the path. So I would say that in this occasion, the set drive to me looks like, you know, a USB key of some sort, but it could be external drive. Anyways, that is the correct answer for the question. And the last one is, when was the USB device with the friendly name USB last connected? Now, it's very important you pay attention to the way they describe it as friendly name, because up here in the external device USB forensics, they do talk about this artifact here under the volume name, under software Hive, it's called friendly name. So that is actually the name you see when you name your device something in your machine. So basically, you can see something like that. The friendly name of this drive is called OS. The logical name is C:. So yeah. Alright, so we're basically gonna find that on the software Microsoft Windows portable devices. And one thing you need to pay attention to: how do you know? I'm gonna show this. So let's go ahead and scroll up, close that Hive, and say we have a software here which is clean. And if you go to that path that I opened, so we just see, yeah, you're gonna see that there is a friendly name USB device here called friendly name USB, and basically not gonna see much other than that. So what the question was at hand is, when was the USB device last connected? And you would probably think this is the where to look, because in the help, it basically says something about let me see, where were we again? On the devices, yes. So we were actually looking at software Microsoft Windows portable devices. You can see that now we're on the devices here, and you can see down here it says Microsoft Windows portable devices here and below. So that's actually where we look, because you probably read this and thought, oh, friendly name, but there's a thing here: the timestamp doesn't really, it's not there. So what you need to do is to verify. Well, you could, of course, I think, yeah, if you look right here, down here, you can see that it says there's a curly bracket, say E25, blah 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 blah, and if you hold the mouse over it, it starts with E25 and ends with 110. That is in between the curly brackets. That is the we call unique identifier. I don't think what they usually call the GUID. Yeah, it's a GUID. So basically, if you go ahead and go to the system Hive instead, and go ahead and browse the USB store. So you're gonna go to root, Control-Z1, enum, and USB store, and go pick the let me see, USB store one. You're gonna see that this one here is actually containing the same GUID. It's just called disk ID and desiccation. I know it's confusing, but you just have to learn this. I didn't invent it, it's the way it is. So E25 and 110 in the end, and you see this, that is actually the device. You don't see the friendly name USB anywhere here, but since we have the disk ID or the GUID, we can identify this label here and see that it's last connected, first installed, and so on and so on. So we're gonna answer the question at hand, which is the last connected 18/14/06, which is the one here called last connected. So 2021 11/44 18/40/06. That is the same time you see here. So this is the way you find the different information in Windows Forensics artifacts. I know it's a bit complicated, and I must be honest, when I did SANS course 500, long time ago, not that many years ago, I was like, what? Who made this? Who made up their mind about forensics should be this weird on Windows? I'd like to say that no one really did that, because Microsoft never intended Microsoft as an operating system to be a forensics apparatus. It was just basically someone sat down and said, wait, we can use that as a forensics case. We can use that artifact. We can use that, So really, what people tend to underestimate is how much Windows do actually log a lot. In the conclusion here, you basically have a cheat sheet. I think this is a really good cheat sheet. It got stuff. It's very limited. It got the most, evidence execution, external USB device, forensic and stuff like that. It's very nice, and yeah. If you download the task file, it's just this as a USB device. It's a PDF, sorry, PDF file. Now there's another room called Windows Forensics 2, and that is a new one. I don't know how new it is, but let me just see one more time. It's 113 days old. Not that old, I guess. So this is number 2, the same user who created. I think I'm gonna look at this room as well now that we are doing stuff. It seems like there is something about FAT and NTFS, you know. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Recovering deleted files and stuff like that, you know, using autopsy. Maybe at some point I'm gonna look at this, you know. I'm also doing other things about forensics, you know, these days. So anyways, this video about Windows Forensics 1 was a subscriber suggestion, so a big shout out to you. Thanks for that. You know, I appreciate it when you guys suggest something that is useful, because I know I'm helping someone, and if one can ask the question, I'm pretty sure more will ask the question at some point. I try to cover as much as I can in computing, but it's very difficult to be in all areas, so I do a little bit of this and that here and there. So I'm just gonna say thanks for watching the video, and until next time, I'm gonna see you again. Bye.